I'm long range. Me and the team on the same thing. Stayed down, never switched up. Only thing changed was the game. I'm in the zone now. Nothing can change what we on now. When I pull up, know it's going down. Foot on the gas, ain't no slowing down.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Clydesdale Media Roundtable. We have moved to Thursday afternoons now, splitting up our shows half week, making it a little bit nicer for everybody, and it fits all of our schedules a little bit better this fall. So yeah, super stoked about that. Hi, Holly. Holly's in the chat already.
Yay.
Our stats, info, and graphics person.
Yes.
So what's going on, guys?
Oh, not much. Just getting that busy time of year with the school starting and all the events that happen at the front of the year. So just working.
Have you guys had a full week of school yet?
Yeah, we've had, this is our third full week.
I feel like this is the time of the year, at least when my kids were in like grade school and middle school, where there was always some kind of thing. You know, we're coming up on like Veterans Day and Election Day and all the things in October and September where they didn't get like a full week. Around here, it seems like nobody's had a full week yet.
Yeah, and then Friday we have a family event. So it's like, so my day, well, I coach tomorrow morning and then I go to work and I work all day. And then we have a family event from 5 to 7, but I don't live super close to school. So I'm just going to stay. So my day is going to be real stretched.
You've got a long one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, my corporate job has like an unofficial Friday policy where we really kind of only work until about noon year round.
I like that policy. Yeah.
Which is really nice. Yeah. Like we try to avoid meetings and things like that. Obviously if you have stuff to do to get done, you work, but it's very quiet and you can pretty much set your own schedule on Fridays, which is nice. So today's kind of like my Friday and I'm off next Monday and Tuesday. So I kind of have like a 4-day weekend coming up.
Yeah.
My employer takes away all employee benefits that might remotely be nice for the employee.
Right. To create some work-life balance. Sucks.
They're just taking everything away right now. It's so pathetic. Yeah. I can't wait to retire.
I'm sorry because I am in such a good place work-wise right now with this corporate job. It's better than I could have ever imagined. So it's really been a blessing in a lot of ways.
Yeah. So I do have a funny story to kind of start us off is I bought a new mattress because my back has been hurting and not like in a bad way, just like sore every morning waking up. And the mattress I'm sleeping on right now is 30 years old. So they delivered it this morning. So I woke up, ripped all the bedding off, brought it down to the basement, started laundry. And then Julie went to work. So I brought the other mattress down myself, which wasn't bad. Gravity helps with that. But the new mattress came. Oh my gosh. I thought I wasn't going to make it to the round table because making the turn on my stairs to upstairs with the new mattress, the mattress got stuck between the ceiling and the two walls and trying to make the turn.
Right. Pivot.
The whole pivot thing. Yep.
Pivot.
But I'm by myself. Like I can't. So I'm trying to like pull and tug and oh my gosh. I squeezed down through it and under it. So I could push the bottom part up into the landing and then squeezed back up and under and then did sled pulls up the stairs and got up. It was the hardest workout I've done in like 2 weeks.
Functional fitness. Did you have a box spring too? Because those aren't as malleable and squishy to get around corners. Or do you have like a platform bed?
The box springs were good. They weren't as old.
Okay, good.
So just laying it on top the existing, but it's now in the room. I just have to cut the plastic off and lay it on the bed. So I think I'm good, but that thing is so covered with dust. I was hacking for like the entire thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't a mattress in a box then. It was an actual mattress.
No, we've tried those and they're just not great.
Okay, don't tell me that because I may have just gotten one, but great.
We've had a couple in a box that have been fine.
Yeah.
I just don't think they last as long as like your traditional one.
Well, they're not as expensive either, so I guess you would expect that.
Well,
Cool. I just bought a disposable mattress.
I got a Euro top. It's a Sealy Euro top.
You got a nice one.
BJ's for $600.
Oh, seriously? King?
Queen.
Queen. Okay. Not bad. Maybe I wasn't a smart shopper then.
Yeah. So not bad. Did you guys, that was my workout for today. I may hit the bike later tonight, but did you guys get anything into today?
I did. I actually ended up coaching this morning. I was filling in for somebody. So if I'm there, I'm going to work out. And so today we've been doing like this whole week's themes has been following like CrossFit Games workouts. And so today's one was the push pull. And ours was heavily modified because we didn't do sleds or any of that. So we did row. So it really was quite a quick workout. I think it had like a 15-minute cap, but it was handstand push-ups, strict handstand push-ups, and then some rowing. So it's like a 13 or so minute workout. And then we had a little body pump, back and biceps afterwards. So it was good.
Gotta love the backs and bi.
I know. I do.
Yeah. Well, I'm working from the gym this week, as you can tell. And so I have been doing box squats, strict press, and some shoulder flies sort of like every 15 minutes. I, go back out into the gym and I'll do like a set of everything. And then I'll come back here and I'll work a little bit and then I go back. So I'm doing like a lazy weightlifting workout today.
Yeah. That's not really lazy, but yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, not super structured. I won't be getting my heart rate up too much.
Yeah.
Do you notice a difference in your work production by getting up and getting blood flow throughout the day?
That's a good question. No, I feel as though I get more work done when I'm like super laser focused and I don't move from my desk for hours. Unfortunately, I have a hard time walking away and then getting refocused when I come back. I think I need fewer distractions, I think, to do that. But today's not a crazy day. I only have a couple meetings, and I've been super efficient. I've worked a lot yesterday and the day before, so
yeah,
it depends, I guess. But I'm that kind of person. I need to focus.
Mm-hmm.
Corey says, I like quick workouts. Speaking of Corey.
That's what she said.
He did the Legends qualifiers. And if people have not been following his story, his big goal from this year was to take a step up from MFC to Legends and qualify for Legends in the elite division. He went RX MFC last year. Now he's trying to go elite Legends. And the submissions were due last night at midnight. Leaderboard was out this morning, and he is in the top 20 currently. And
they take what?
Top 40.
Oh, easy.
It's in the bag.
Is that even hard?
And they did give automatic bids to the top 5 at the games.
Yeah.
So it's really 35 unless people did not decline the invitation.
Sweet.
That's awesome. Super excited. And it's in the Sun Devil Stadium, right?
It's in their athletic complex.
One of their complexes.
So it's where the swimming pool is. And
let's read this. Andrew Sten, I'm going to single out Corey's videos when he helps with a video review.
Please no.
Andrew, he's always in the controversy. He no-rep Emma Carey at the end of the lunges at Granite Games.
Oh yeah, I'll never forgive Andrew for that. I don't think. We love you, Andrew.
He's always in the middle of it.
Broke my heart.
But Corey's response, please do.
Mm-hmm. That's
great attitude. I like it.
Yep.
I know he was very meticulous. Last year with MFC, he was kind of laissez-faire. And if you remember, like he didn't measure his wall ball target, but MFC let him go back and measure it after the fact. Legends doesn't allow that. So he was much more meticulous this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Andrew is a no repping machine. So super pumped for Corey, and can't wait to see him
For sure.
out there doing that. Because, well, this is probably mean to say, and I'll probably hear about it, but like MFC is like a great starting point for the Masters community. Legends is a step up. The competition there is much more fierce. There are much more games competitors at Legends, and it really is a true test out there to see where you stand going into the game season. So, and I think I'm going to drive up to MFC this Saturday.
Oh, fun.
No media, just walk in.
Yeah.
With my camera, take some pictures, take some video, talk to some people. Because I really have now become embedded in this Masters community and know a lot of the people going up there, and just going to go up and say hi for a couple hours and then head back. It's only a 2-hour drive. So
that's not bad. I've got parents' weekend this weekend at both of my kids' colleges.
Obviously, you
so
have to choose your favorite.
Yeah, well, I'm going to do Eliana's. I don't think I've ever been to Braden's. Braden could care less.
Yeah.
He probably doesn't want to see me anyway. So they're doing, Eliana and her roommates are inviting all the parents over for dinner on Friday night. And then there's a tailgate at the football game on Saturday. So I'll be doing that.
So fun.
Yeah.
Corey never made dinner for me on Dad's weekend. She just took me to the bars.
I made the mistake of, I texted her earlier and I said, do you need us to bring anything? And she's like, well, if you want to bring an app or a dip or whatever. And so we've been back and forth about what I should bring. And now it's turned into like I'm making a crock pot dinner dish, apparently. So,
bring the main course.
Yeah. I'm like, do you need me to bring a meal? Like, what's going on? So we'll see what happens.
That'll be fun.
I'll be cooking tomorrow. Yeah. It'll be nice. Fun fact, one of her roommates, I think I may have said this before, her roommate is the daughter of one of my best friends from grade school and high school that I haven't seen in decades. So it's just super cool that the two of them, they didn't go to school together prior to this, and they met last year and decided to be roommates. And I think it's kind of neat. So I'll get to see her and her husband at some point this weekend too. So yeah, it'll be fun.
Very cool. What wasn't homecoming at OU just like last weekend or this weekend?
I don't know about homecoming, but it was parents' weekend last weekend, and I didn't go. I wasn't. We had stuff going. Actually, it was, I don't know, 2 weeks ago. We had stuff going on, and plus, I'm like, I'll come visit anytime. Like,
right? You don't have to. It doesn't have to be. Parents' weekend's kind of overrated too sometimes. I mean, I think it's more for people that are way out of town.
Sure.
I mean, Eliana's college is 20 minutes from me. So
and for I get it for like first.
I go there all the time.
For first-time students who haven't, like it's something that kids can look forward to see their families. But yeah.
Yeah, Corey says you could bring an app, some dip, a 6-pound pork roast, whatever. Exactly.
Yeah.
Or all of the above.
I'd probably be asked to bring like a case of Truly or something is what I'd be asked.
Oh, yeah. That's a common request sometimes too.
Yeah.
When I'm going to Costco, hey mom, when you're going to Costco, can you pick me up the giant 8-pound bottle of vodka?
And then I get the Alani energy drinks too that we need to pick up at Costco. So
yeah.
Parents' weekend at OU, the town is so small.
Yeah, there's no place.
So many parents there. It's utterly, and we got to the point like sophomore year, like Corey,
we don't need to
come down any weekend. It's not a special
Crazy
weekend and
crowded.
hang out where we can actually get into a restaurant.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you don't really want to go to the towns outside of the college town because that's just a different life.
I feel like that's like that everywhere. Even William and Mary, it's in Williamsburg and it's very kind of bougie, the historical area, lots of tourists and, very sort of affluent. Mm-hmm. But you go like 4 or 5 miles down the road, not even to like Richmond Road, and it's sketchy. Very sketchy.
Amy, have you been to Little Fish Brewery?
No.
It's outside of Athens.
Okay. Oh, I think yes. Yeah, I remember. I haven't been there, but I've driven past it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's up on a mountainside.
Yeah.
It's outdoor seating, and so you're looking at the mountains, and the brewery's really nice.
Yeah.
And they usually have food of some sort there, either a truck or something. But yeah, it's nice. So A little bit of CrossFit. Did you guys see TYR Wodapalooza SoCal?
I watched a decent bit of it. Yeah. It reminded me of Grid a little bit. Or like every rep counts, or it was just the format was different.
Yeah. I mean, I
It was
liked
interesting.
I like that format of the team and subbing in and subbing out and having strategy of who is our best this, who is our best that. I thought it was
Let's stick-
Grid-ish without the funky movements.
Right. Yeah. Let's stick with the positives for a second because we could probably
Yeah,
go off. Oh,
Most-
awesome. I love it.
Most of it was positive in my book.
Yeah.
Friday night, I thought the workouts were a little boring until they got to the lift. My favorite event was when they had to move all the equipment from one end of the sand pit to the other end of the sand pit and then back.
Yeah.
I thought that was, and you couldn't be released to start moving until you got 40 unbroken double unders.
I missed that
Then
one.
you had to pick up sandbags, D balls. You had to roll the D balls. You could not pick them up. And then they had worms, sandbags, and sleds, and they all had to be moved from one end of the floor to the other. And the drop jaw moment was Jeff Adler moved the worm by himself. And then when he did that, then like, okay,
That's
now
awesome.
it's like, well, I'm going to move one. And then who else was out there? Pat is like, well, if you guys are doing it,
Yeah, I have to do it.
Justin go, I'm going to do it. Right. So they're all like moving the worms by themselves.
That's awesome.
Jay Birch.
And by the time the world figured that out, it was too late.
Yeah.
The world. I liked how the guys and girls got to work out together, like team up, because they don't really have much interaction at the games. They're always sort of separated. And I just like that dynamic that the guys and the girls are.
Definitely was. I mean, Wodapalooza is always a fun vibe, but this was definitely just an alternative fun vibe to it.
Yeah,
their interactions I liked.
It was a little distracting. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go.
It was a little distracting having Tia in every frame, like when she was coaching everyone. That was a little bit. I don't know. I just got tired of seeing her.
I think there are people that have Tia fatigue.
Yeah. Maybe that's what I'm suffering from.
Right. She's won 7 times. Okay, we get it. You're the greatest. And then some of the coaching, I'm not even sure was coaching. It seemed just like yelling.
Right.
Sometimes that's a usable tool when you're coaching. Sometimes
it reminded me a little bit of, Scott, do you remember West Coast Classic? And there was a particular team from a particular gym in Southern California that were screaming and yelling at each other, like abusively. So it was like, ooh, cringy. Yeah, it reminded me of that a little.
So the big event where Tia was really yelling was the monostructural workout, where it was Emily Rolfe versus Gracie Walton. And then it was Dallin Pepper versus Brent Fikowski, and they had to do echo bike, burpees over a bar, and then a 500-meter sprint on an assault runner. And Emily and Gracie are going on the bike, and Tia is like, almost like she's whipping the horse, like, come on, like just yelling at her. But what I found funny on that was they get to the burpee over the bar. And, Emily's known for not tiring out, right? She can go for long distances, and she pulls way ahead on Gracie on the burpees. But the last 5, it was like every muscle in Emily's body must have cramped up. Her last 5 burpees looked like rigor mortis had set in. She could barely get over the bar.
Rigor mortis.
And then she had this recover in time to do the run.
Right.
And it's amazing how fast that she was, like how fast she recovered and then went all out sprint on the air runner.
Yeah.
I agree.
Corey says, I'm not saying Tia should retire, but I would love to see literally anyone beat her. And
I mean,
maybe
she
this
deserves
is
her
a little
props.
foreshadowing of her being a coach, you know, and her moving into more of a coaching role with Proven. I mean, that's got to be
Yeah.
part of her plan, I would think, at some point.
Yeah.
And then someone will say, "Oh no, Tia would never coach," just like someone said that Matt Fraser would never
Yeah.
coach. When I said I think he would coach, and here he is coaching, or at least he was for a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in
Barbell Spin did this thing where they asked each person, like, what are 2 changes you would make to it? Because everybody was pretty positive, just like this. Like, what are 2 tweaks you'd make? And I'll go first because I've been thinking about it since then. And my 2 tweaks I would like 4 teams. And initially I said like Australia, Europe, Canada, United States. But Spin had an idea of, hey, we pick 4 captains, we do a live draft, and then it's just 4 teams against each other, which I kind of like the drama behind that. And the other tweak I would make is mic up the athletes as they go.
Yes. I like that. I do
Those
like
are the two changes I would make to this, because I really did like the format, and I think they should look at this for the team affiliate cup by like subbing people in, like have 6 athletes and 4 go, or whatever, however you want to run it. But I think it adds way more interest, and you can, if you go like 2-on-2, it's easier to see on the floor as opposed to like just a cluster of stuff out there, right?
True. Yeah, that would be fun. My only concern the whole weekend was, how were people's feet holding up with sand in socks and shoes? That was like the most uncomfortable thing to watch when everybody was shod on the beach, especially on that run. I thought to myself, ugh, I can't imagine. Like I was in PFA mode. Like, hey, wait a minute. What are we doing here?
So they only were in the sand for the morning event. So
The
that was
run,
only Saturday and Sunday morning. So the move every object was in the sand, and the run was in the sand.
Yeah, that was concerning to me. It was like a 2,000 meter run, right? Or 3,000 meter run. It was a long run.
3,000 meter run.
Yeah.
Well, if you want talking safety, the nighttime events, the floor was soaked
Well, yeah. That's true.
with dew, and like they were chalking everything.
I mean, that's the thing when you do outdoor events. There's a lot of elements to prepare for, and
yeah,
you
especially
know?
on the beach. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny. I thought it was funny on the run when there were like people on the beach, just like random people taking walks, and they're running. Excuse me, pardon me.
Yep.
I'm trying to race here.
Yeah. Do you guys have any suggestions for making it better?
I like the mics being mic'd up. That I would get really entertained by that.
Yeah, and I think having more teams on the floor at once is probably doable. This was definitely seemed like some kind of proof of concept that they were working on, and I think by all accounts, it seemed like it was pretty successful.
Corey is correct. There was a surfing event up the beach where they ran to, going on at the exact same time. You could hear the announcer talking about the surfing as Brian Friend was trying to keep up with the athletes running. I do want to just take a second to shout out our photographer who was there posting for us all weekend, which was awesome because we couldn't be there. And since he could, it gave us a presence even though we weren't there. So if you are not following Yzma Captures, he is our photographer. He was our photographer for West Coast Classic semifinal and for this event. And probably he'll be doing a lot more events for us. But if you didn't see some of the stuff, like he did these reels of like Emily getting on the Echo bike, Annika Greer at the Reps Ahead event, all these pictures. So we really did have a presence, but this is him.
Cool.
That's
Just to know who he is.
Yeah, he did a nice job.
I got about 200 new Brazilian followers on Instagram because of these gi posts.
Yeah.
He seemed like he had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, like the first 2 days, he was the most impressive athlete on the floor. But it because there were specialty events, gymnastics and lifting, which he's good at both.
Yeah.
Like he
can really highlight
dominated in those.
Showcase. Yeah.
We go rep for rep with Pat Vellner in a gymnastics event. Just shows like how good he is at certain things. So, but I wanted to give him a shout out because he's been awesome for us, and he just posts and asks to collaborate so that we can share everything out there. And it's been a good relationship with him because he lives in LA, so it's easy for him to get to those West Coast events.
For sure.
That's perfect.
Adaptive Games. Did you guys catch any of that?
Just the highlights. I didn't get to see any of the actual events.
I had a few friends that were there, so I saw, like, by virtue of them posting, I saw some things, but I didn't spend a whole lot of time watching.
You know, I thought that like the Masters having the same event over all those divisions was tough, and is something you have to kind of overcome as a viewing experience.
Mm-hmm.
Bill Grundler and Jamie Austin calling the Adaptive Games and the number of divisions they have, which is more than the Masters.
Oh yeah.
And all the different adaptations to the equipment, to the event, they kept up with all of that and did marathon yeoman's duty getting through all that, and deserve all the kudos in the world. It was really fun to watch. I've only ever seen it at the games, like the 5 divisions that they brought, having like all 18 divisions or whatever it was. It was really fun seeing like how they adapted everything. And then the one-armed people cleaning more than I can was like, these
Crazy.
people are phenomenal athletes.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that the adaptive division will mature enough to warrant a Masters adaptive divisions?
So
I mean, I know it makes my head explode to think of
right
growth.
now, if you watch it, most of the Masters athletes are older.
You mean adaptive athletes?
Yes. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's like
are older.
by definition, Masters athletes are older.
Yes.
Okay, so that's interesting. Yeah. Or I wonder if there will be, a crop of younger athletes coming up in it where it will, necessitate having to split them up.
I think the way they talked about it on the commentary, because I'd let it run on my computer every day so they would have the view and the watch time, just because to support them. And I would bop in and out watching as I was working Thursday and Friday for sure, and a little bit on the weekend. They talked about it as there's not enough of the adaptive community who know this exists. Like their push is getting it out to the adaptive community that, hey, you're not stuck in a chair in your home. You can come do all these cool things and do this stuff. And I think their biggest thing is marketing to that community of what is possible. That you don't have to give up on your dreams of being a competitive athlete.
Yeah.
And it was really well done.
Did Amy Bream compete?
She did not compete. She was a sideline reporter.
Okay.
And she was awesome.
Okay. Yeah.
Which I thought because she knows what they've gone through, right?
Yeah,
She's done it herself. She gave great insight from the sideline.
Sure. That's great.
So I love that they hired her on to do that as well.
Yeah.
But I was really mad when they split everything off, but I wouldn't have sat and watched the adaptive games like I did. And the opportunity that 18 divisions got instead of 5 was really good. So that's all I got to say about that.
I like that. See, little positives right there.
The the last thing I want to leave you guys with, well, first, episode 4 is coming out Monday of the behind the scenes of the Masters CrossFit Games. Trust me, as these episodes go on, it gets better. Like
so good.
day 1, I was feeling it out. And that is episode 4 is the last episode of day 1. And just a little asterisk beside this, because of the way it was set up with 3 floors and people rotated, even though it's episode 4, event 3, not everybody did that third. Some did it first. So when you're watching it, it was the first event for the younger Masters athletes. So you hear them talk about, it was my first event and I got done with that. Now I can move on, even though it was event 3 in the book, because they rotated floors, just so you know. But super excited about it. I have it all put together, just waiting for the leaderboards from Holly and the mashup from Ortega. And then we'll have that one in the can, ready for Monday release.
Nice.
And then we move on to day 2, which I get better. And then day 3, I get even better. So, and I think Ellie does too. So I think it's a good, hang in there. These are good. I think they get great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The more reps and practice you have, right?
Exactly. And I'm really loving this. Like, I'm having so much fun, even editing it. Like, I don't usually have fun editing. This, I'm having fun editing. So it's a lot of fun. The last thing, last night on Savan, they did it, and we don't need to go in depth like they did, but they did a quick live show. Who is the most popular male CrossFit champion? And they ranked them from 10 to 1, because there are 10 champions right now. James Fitzgerald, Jason Kalipa,
Miko
Salo, Graham Holmberg, Rich, Ben Smith, Matt, Medeiros, Adler, Sprague.
Yeah.
So, and it wasn't like, who do you like the most, or who was the best athlete?
Yeah.
It is, who was the most popular?
Most popular.
So it was pretty unanimous who was most popular. One dissenting vote in the group they had on said Matt. Everybody else says Rich.
Rich. Yeah.
Yeah. Rich for sure.
I say Rich for sure.
Rich for sure here. Like,
It must have been a new person that's new under CrossFit. That's
well, they were saying newer people to CrossFit don't know who Rich is. That's a lie. Like,
yeah, I don't think so.
Because of Haley Adams, because of Roman, because of Angelo, because of all these people that are around him, and him owning Mayhem, people know who he is. His podcast still gets as many views as anybody else in the space.
Yeah.
But some of the interesting arguments were, like, they had Ben Smith as 3. And I think they're underestimating the popularity of James Sprague, personally. That kid is wildly popular. And I think Justin Medeiros has a huge horde of fans. One, because his family, there's always there's always cameras on his family and him, and they're out there in the campground with the fans, and they're doing all this stuff. Like, I would put those two ahead of Ben Smith. The only thing Ben's known for now is coaching Laura.
I mean, Ben's, I would say, one of the least interesting or least maybe people know his name, but I remember when he won, we were all saying, like, wow, I bet CrossFit wished someone else had won, because he's just not very charismatic for the brand,
he's not a talker. Right? He doesn't do it. He tried to do a podcast. It was actually pretty interesting, but he just didn't keep up with it. Like, it just doesn't.
He's just kind of vanilla.
Lacks energy. Yeah. Charisma.
Corey says you either love James Sprague or you're wrong. But I wanted to get your opinion, and they really fought over the back end, like, who is the least popular. And some of the votes, one was for Miko Salo, who they convinced to change. And then it was really between Graham Holmberg and James Fitzgerald.
I'd say Graham.
Yeah, he's
Just
definitely become
because
a lot less
Jason wants
popular.
to do lots of other things, in the space. And Jason Khalipa is going to be my number 3, like without argument, just because of all the stuff that he's into in terms of
I don't
popularity.
think new CrossFitters even know who he is.
No,
Unless
maybe
you're in
not.
California or on the West Coast.
But he
And
still shows up in CrossFit spaces on YouTube and things like that from time to time. If you were to just do like a CrossFit search on Google, I think he'd come up way more than Ben Smith.
yeah, but Medeiros, like he has his own YouTube channel. He's dating another CrossFit athlete.
Yeah, I'm trying not to have like a recency bias, but I mean, you can make the argument for that, for those two as well. I'm saying of the older ones between Fitzpatrick, Miko Salo, Graham Holberg, and Khalipa. Khalipa's got to be the most popular of those.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Miko has a legend about him and a documentary that helps his cause.
Yeah.
And is why he shouldn't be it shouldn't be last. But I don't think he jumps up into the upper echelon either.
Yeah. Corey makes a good point. I always forget that Holmberg was a champion as well.
I don't, only
he's referring
because
to James Fitzgerald, but
well, the only thing Graham's known for is beating Rich.
right.
yeah.
He's the one person
2010.
and he'll have
being my friend Becky's ultimate crush. That's also what he's known for. Yeah, and Khalipa's still around.
Yeah, but he's not, I don't know.
Way more popular than Holmberg.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I probably would put Graham last.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's tough because he lives right here. And anyway,
It was an interesting discussion though. Something to think about. Now I'll have to do the ladies.
yeah, they're doing the ladies, I think, next week. So maybe we'll
Corey,
talk about it.
I could talk to Corey a lot about this one. Yes, his gym is local and they don't allow people to take their shirts off. So a bunch of people have left his gym.
And joined Amy's gym.
Well, that's one of the gyms, but
A lot of people joined.
yeah.
I was still there then. It was a nice influx for Shred.
Yeah, although it's people love comparing pictures because all the pictures of Graham like doing CrossFit are without a shirt. And so
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jay Birch says if they had posted the video of me showing Khalipa how to calf rope at the games, there would be no question. Can we talk about calf roping for a second? Because I went to the rodeo over the weekend. And while I love bull riding and bronco riding, and I think barrel racing is badass, I hate the calf roping. And I noticed this for the first time. I've been to a handful of rodeos, but those calves get like choked out during that process where they get roped around the neck and then they get pulled. And as they're pulling, they're like urinating themselves and then getting hogtied, and they have to sit there for 6 seconds. And then the guys that like run the ring have to like go quickly and like noose them and like agitate them to get them to like gain consciousness again. I was cheering for the calves. Like every time the lasso like missed, I was like, yay, go. It was so bad. It bothers me so much.
Yeah.
And here's my other pet peeve at the rodeo. Every time any of these riders are announced, the male riders, it's, oh, this guy's got, $30 left until he makes the pro tour. And this guy's been doing this for 30 years. And this guy's out of Oklahoma. And this one is this, all the things. And then you get to the barrel races, right? And it's females doing the barrel races. So impressive. They're like super fast zipping around these barrels. And it's, everybody, welcome Emily to the ring. That's all they say. Like, they barely give a last name. They don't say where they're from. They don't say how old they are. They don't say how long they've been doing it. It's like nothing. The announcers don't give any like color commentary on the women in the thing. And I'm like, not like super, super feminist, but like, geez, well, give us a little bit of credit. That bugs me.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. That's my rant.
I like your
No calf roping and no steer wrestling either. Like you're breaking their neck to put them on the ground. That's dumb. If you want to ride bulls and jack up their balls to make them jump or whatever, that's fine. And if you want to barrel race, great. Yeah, exactly, Corey. But show the women a little bit of respect and at least like say their last name and maybe talk about where they're from. It was crazy.
But we just got all the rodeo subscribers to jump in.
See?
If you're a rodeo fan, hit that subscribe button.
Tell me about it. Let's talk about it.
Like the episode.
It's not happy.
I've never been to a rodeo in my life.
Mm-mm. That, and you know what else is making me mad lately is zoos. I've been I went to a zoo, and it's like
I can't stand
the poor little lion is just like running around and like making a dirt path for himself, and it's so sad. The otters still make me very happy because they seem really happy, otters, but a lot of those bigger animals don't.
No, they're from Africa and they walk miles and miles per day in real life.
And they just turn around and spin.
Yeah. Sounds pretty miserable.
Jenny says that my mom barrel raced.
So cool. That might be my new endeavor.
Oh my gosh.
I'm always trying something new.
Because you tore 2 hamstrings trying to pole vault.
Right. And I'm sure this hand can handle holding on to a set of rings real hard. And
oh my gosh. I have to tell you real quick because I know you have a 1:00 meeting.
Thanks.
Do you remember I interviewed Shanna Bunce?
Yeah.
She won Legends and then she was in the games. And in the behind the scenes, after the whole thing's over, and she didn't finish where I think she thought she was going to finish. And she looked in the camera. She goes, "I'm taking up pole vaulting. I've been recruited and I'm taking up pole vaulting." And I almost lost it holding the camera.
Yeah.
Because, oh my gosh, it's Kat's mentor.
I mean, let's be honest. I have not given up on that dream, just so you know. I haven't given up. My coach said I could compete in the Masters if I could keep my hamstrings healthy. So dream's still alive.
So it'll be in one of the episodes of Behind the Scenes. But Jenny goes on to say, my stepdad was a stock contractor for the PBR. Bulls are just big babies until you strap a flank around their nuts.
Right.
Never give up on your dreams, Kat.
Thank you, Corey. I don't plan to.
Well, on that note, this was a fun show about the rodeo. If you love the rodeo, like, subscribe, hit that notifier. And we'll be here on Thursdays now from now on for a while anyway. And just chatting about anything and everything. With that, guys, I hope you have a great rest of your day. It was a great lunch with the crew. We'll see everybody next time on the Clydesdale Media Roundtable. Bye, guys.